Hey everyone, it's Troy Jackson with this week's weekly update. It's been an unbelievable hectic week this week here in Augusta. A lot of great things happening, and one of the things I want to start out with is talking about diapers. You know, having young children, this is something that obviously you go through a lot, and Representative Kelly Murphy actually had a bill, something that I was able to co-sponsor with her. It's actually get rid of the sales tax on diapers. 21 other states have actually done something like this. I think that, you know, when you have young families, especially in these times, doing whatever you can to lower their costs to raise a family makes a lot of sense. And this is just another way that we're trying to help young working families out. You know, we have organizations that buy a lot of diapers in bulk.
In each of the last 2 years, we've distributed over 500,000 diapers, and that just makes a dent in the need that we see.
So I believe that this is smart tax relief because diapers are not a luxury for people. They're something that they have to have. They're a necessity. Making sure that they can afford what is a necessity, again, is tax relief that I want to provide.
It's going to help multiple families tremendously.
So one of the bills that we heard this week was LD 244 that was sponsored by Senator Chip Curry from Waldo County. This is a bill to expand, look at career pathways for EMS, create a stakeholder group. You know, the idea is that, you know, we need to create lucrative careers for people to get into this field, something that is so important across the state. I think Senator Curry really laid it out well this week how important this is.
Saving lives means that we're requiring more of our EMTs. Even the EMT basics and the first responders, we're requiring more training, and that's increasingly not possible to rely on volunteers in order to be doing that.
You know, when you're talking about making this so that people look at this as something that they can go into, get trained for, and make a real career of, a life out of, that's what we're talking about with this LD 244, and obviously that comes with putting people around a table and talking about what that's going to look like, and also putting the funding towards it so that people actually believe that this is a pathway for them. So we had good news this week as far as from the courts.
The statute of limitations in Maine for cases of childhood sexual abuse lifts today. The Maine legislature voted on the change in June. As of today, anyone who was abused as a child can pursue a civil suit against those responsible. The
Diocese of Portland had actually went to court to try and strike down the law that the legislature passed to give this expansion of claims to people that have been sexually abused. And the court came back and said that the law was legal. I am extremely happy that the court ruled in his favor. This is just, there's nowhere in society that this should have been allowed to happen. People need to be held accountable. The law, made that stronger, and the court upheld that this week. And it just goes to show it doesn't matter who you are, what organization you are, if you're doing something like this, in the end, you're going to be held accountable, and that's what we need in this country. So some more good news this week was that the $850 checks that we passed back this summer and fall were always designed that they weren't going to be taxed, and there was some confusion by the IRS if they actually were going to tax these $850 checks. Just this week, we once again got confirmation that these checks would not be taxed. The other thing on relief checks, I want to make sure people know, the $450 relief checks that we did for heating relief, those all should be going out already. By the end of February, you should have gotten your $450 check if you were eligible. If you got the $850 one, you'll be eligible for the $450 one. And like I said, if you haven't gotten it yet, just hang on. You'll get it here by the end of February. And that's the weekly update for this week. Take care, and I look forward to seeing you next week.